So, I really don't know how. So you asked me what level instantly comes to mind when I think of a Sonic game, and I don't know if that's a question that I can easily answer because I don't really kind of compartmentalise them by levels. There's so many that come to mind. So many like. So you have good levels, and you have.
What's a good? You mean a
really
level
pretty levels,
right?
And they. Like, so I'm not a very big fan of, I think it's called Sandopolis, and that'll be in this game.
Okay.
But it's very pretty, you know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it as a level, but it looks nice.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Or, you know, I mean, Ice Cap Zone in Sonic 3 is a really good level, and it's really fucking nice to look at.
And the music.
Yeah, right. So
I think it's one of the best songs of Sonic 3.
Like, so this is like pretty much this game, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, is pretty much like the perfect. Like, I'm obviously not one of these people that thinks the 3D Sonic games are crap. I like them. I like most of them. I think I talked about this on the last episode, the last show. Sorry. I can't stand Sonic Heroes. I just despise it. It's never been an enjoyable experience. But other than that, like, I like, you know, Sonic Unleashed. I like Sonic Adventure 2. I like Sonic Adventure 1. I like Sonic 06. It's. I'm confident we spoke about this last time, but I mean, Sonic 06 is most notoriously well known for being like a broken, basically like a beta game. Like they didn't fucking polish it or finish it or anything like that. But I can appreciate it, you know. I don't think it's as bad as people. It is as bad as people make it out to be. I guess I'm an apologist, but. So Sonic Heroes was none of those things. It was a finished product. It was well polished. It was, you know, complete, and it's still a piece of shit.
Really?
I hate it. It's the worst.
Have you got it?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. You
That's
didn't
a
show
silly
me
question.
Did you show me? I don't think you did.
I don't think we've ever played it. No, we've definitely.
For that reason.
Yeah. I've played it. I've completed it 2 times ever. Because I just hate it. It's the worst.
You played it twice. That's impressive. I've loved games and played them once.
Really? Yeah, I have too. In all fairness, I've completed games that I absolutely love and then like haven't gone back to. But a lot of the time, that's for the fear that they won't be as like. So recently, the HD re-release of Prince of Persia: Sands of Time was on sale on the PlayStation 3.
I didn't know there was a HD release.
It's just like an upscaled version.
Wait, is the Sands of Time the 3D one, right?
Yeah, on the PS2.
I love that game.
Right? It was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it was on sale. It was something like $2 or $3.99, and I was like, I'm really tempted. But then I thought, I'm not going to get it because it will suck. I'll play it and I'll be like, man, that's really disappointing. I remember this game being phenomenal.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a coward. You know, I just didn't. I mean, I'm pretty confident that I am a coward. But I was worried that it wouldn't stand up to my. Because I remember that game being like so good, and I remember thinking that like it was like Aladdin, the video game. You know, I felt like I was Aladdin, fucking running along walls and like. You know, like Aladdin did.
Yeah.
Never. But
yeah, that was a wonderful. Wonderful,
so
beautiful game. The sheer size of the castle at the end where you're climbing the wall. I just remember being blown away by it because it was all in one. It was all in one level, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
At once. And for PlayStation 2, that's pretty good. And it just looked wonderful. It was so much fun to play. It was a great story. And then they went and ruined it with sequels, I felt.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of... I've heard the whole trilogy is good, but there was a massive tonal discord between the first one and the second two.
Well, I don't know about the tone or anything like that, because I couldn't play it. It was so different in gameplay that I just simply couldn't play it.
Yeah, there was more of a focus on combat, and that's... If I want to combat in games, there are other games that I can play that do that well, you know, but Sands of Time had its own niche that it did and it alone did, and to steer away from that into... I mean, they still had that stuff. But, yeah, so... I honestly can't even remember why we started talking about Prince of Persia.
No, me neither.
I was talking about Sonic games, I guess. Would you believe?
That's how it goes. I think we play one game.
I remember exactly. Yeah, I remember exactly how we got into it. You were saying, I said like I've only completed Sonic Heroes twice, and you were like, "There's games I love that one." I've only completed Prince of Persia: Sands of Time once.
Yeah.
And I opted not to buy it, even though it was dirt cheap, and it could have been great.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to ruin the possibility.
So the reason you played Sonic Heroes,
I've played it twice. The first
it's because you wanted. Is it that you wanted to? You failed to get something out of it the first time. You were like, no, I must, because you know it's a well-known Sonic game. Let's give it another go.
That wasn't it at all.
No.
I hated it. The first time I played it was because it was new, and I played it and I played through it and I hated it. And the second time I played through it, I'm confident we spoke about this in the last. So, you know, leave us a comment or something if we're just fucking boring you by repeating the same anecdotes. But just before Sonic Generations came out, I think it was 2011, I want to say. Yeah, it was 2011 because it was for the anniversary of Sonic, and the next one was next year. I did a marathon where I played through all the previous like main title Sonic games. In order.
So you
and
played
unfortunately, Sonic Heroes was part of that.
You played it knowing you were not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean there's. I don't want to say anything as a positive to that game, but if there's one thing that I can say I like, is that it was the last game of my favourite Sonic voice actor, so it was quite nice to be able to hear lines and stuff that I'm less familiar with than the ones in like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2.
Do you think the actor was like, this game's shit, I'm out of the series?
I absolutely think that's what he said. No, probably not. He was offered to come back at some point, relatively recently. He was like, no. And I can't blame him. Sonic games, like, I love them obviously, but recently they've been like really poor. I think they had this problem where a lot of the problems with this series stem from Sonic 06, right? So one of the criticisms of it was that the story was big and fucking dumb for a Sonic game, and it was kind of following on from Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 in a way, and having this kind of large, bigger story than save the animals.
Is that which is saving a human girl or something?
He is, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there are plenty of games out there for that.
Yeah, there was a lot of negativity about everything about that game just got torn to pieces, and the story is one of them, and I think Sega tried to steer away from that. So now the stories are written by the guys who used to write Happy Tree Friends. So they're they're just weak. They're full of like bad humour and I mean like this game. Obviously, there's not really any humour in this because there's no speaking, and comedy is more of a verbal thing, unless you're doing slapstick, which you shouldn't be. You wouldn't guess that comedy was a verbal thing listening to us, but like this game's got a pretty like sweeping, like, I'm doing air quotes, epic plot. It doesn't need to be dumbed down because it's like, you know, I was a kid when I first played this and I didn't feel the need to be spoken down to. I got it. I got the stakes. I got what was at risk. I knew the gravity of what I was doing.
I didn't get in Sonic 3, Sonic 2 and 3. I didn't pick up any storyline whatsoever. But that's what made it even better. Like playing it again a little bit older. It's like, oh, this has a little bit of depth to it.
Yeah, definitely, totally. And again, that's something that Mario can't boast, is that it doesn't have any kind of flowing narrative at all, ever, in fact. Yeah, I have a lot of problems with Mario games. Mostly so when I first got my Wii U, I got a copy of New Super Mario Brothers U, and that's the 2D side-scrolling one. And I literally owned that game for less than a day. I played about half of it, and then I returned it to the shop, and I was like, it's the same game I've been playing since I was a child, you know? It's the same, you'll have different power-up suits for Mario instead of just the mushrooms make you get bigger. But it's window dressing, you know? I was bored. I'd got a new console and a new game, and I'd played about half of it or whatever, and I thought it was boring, and it's quite upsetting, to be honest. And I've said this to you before, Sonic games, yeah, they've done a lot of stupid shit, like giving him a sword and turning him into a werewolf and shit like that, but they're trying, you know what I mean? They're trying new things. They're not happy to Sonic Generations was the highest rated Sonic game in years and years and years.
Yeah, I really like the look of it. I think it's because it appeals to both audiences,
totally.
Right? The 2D and 3D generation.
Yeah. So after that game, Sega could have made money by just, this is the level that I was saying. I'm not too keen on it. It's fucking beautiful.
Before we move on a second, did you spot Dr. Robotnik's animation in that last boss fight? Just the way they drew him.
Oh yeah, it's awful. That's always stood out to me as just uncomfortable and awkward looking.
They really cut corners there.
Yeah, just and they double cut corners because in this story, Knuckles is going after the egg robo, and they're like, we're not even going to draw him. The other boss fights have had his sprite replacing Robotnik's in what were otherwise Robotnik boss fights, but that one they'll just we'll just have Robotnik show up to fight Knuckles for this one bit, and then
I didn't even know that it was a different enemy.
Did you not?
I didn't notice. No.
It's a robot designed to look somewhat like Robotnik, but not enough that you can be excused for not noticing.
So that's really interesting how they cut corners on his appearance there when they could have just essentially copied and pasted from the previous game, and then they move straight onto this level where they draw in the heat shimmers in the sand.
Well, that's why they ran out of cartridge space because they're like,
yeah,
make wiggly,
Hey, if that's a sacrifice, I think they've made the right choice. Because
see, that's a really lazy sprite as well, I think. Anyway, because there's no, it's oop.
Just slow it down. Oh right, that
Knuckles,
right,
Knuckles sliding down the hill and just being like this still frame of
Yeah, it's one frame, isn't it? Yeah, that's right.
I don't know how much you could animate into that, but they could have had him struggling against it or something. They put effort into that sort of thing.
In fact, they put a lot of effort into that. It's what, 6 frames? You just move over, Knuckles.
He just looks like he's sticking around, doesn't he? It's you know when you're gonna fall down and you lose your balance. It's I think I got it. Oh god, no, I haven't got it. Yeah.
Whee! Abseiling. So yeah, you're right. This is a beautiful looking level.
But it's not one that I'm a huge fan of. I don't know why. I just
enjoy the gameplay. I'm noticing this is like significantly more difficult. They didn't have like
yeah. Well, that's the thing is like this is for us the third level, but again it was designed as one game, so this is like the last third or last quarter of the game as a full piece, so. So them difficulty spikes.
That would have been a really long game.
Yeah. Well, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is quite especially for like a 2D like 16-bit platformer. It's plenty, and like it's a long game, but it's also a replayable one because you can play as Sonic, or you can play as Sonic and Tails, or you can play as Tails, or you can play as Knuckles. So. And again, like they all have different things to offer. Like obviously, Tails can fly. Knuckles has areas that only he can access by punching them. I've always liked that head-on sprite. I don't know why. Knuckles is cool. This boss isn't. He's ugly.
So you said this was yours. This was your game.
Mm-hmm.
What was your brothers and sisters' games?
Oh, like in general, or
like did they have like a if we were to ask them this question, they would definitely answer, "Oh, your game was definitely Sonic."
Did they have game? Not really. Like, it wasn't just Sonic. It was like the Mega Drive in general. The whole console was mine.
Oh, right.
And that was like really the first. I was gonna say only, but that's not fair because I'm an adult now with my own like consoles and stuff. But it was my first like console that was mine and not one that was like ours shared. So.
Yeah, we never had that. We never had our own.
I was lucky. It was a case of my mum winning lots of money shortly before my birthday, so I was lucky. More ghosts.